What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so in the last video you saw I completely grenaded the transfer case. Today I'm going to head over to a friend of mine's shop and we're going to go ahead and start tearing it apart, seeing what the damage is, switching over all the vacuum parts over to the manual case and the manual stuff over the vacuum case, and hopefully get this thing back together and get it back here so I can get it back in the truck. So without further ado, let's jump in the Land Cruiser, head over there and get stuck in.
It didn't take long, did it?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
Pretty chewed up. But the good news is, it's just these gears here that are bad. These ones are okay. So I'm wondering now, it might be better to just replace these. I guess I give George a call at Valley Hybrids, find out what he recommends. Maybe a better option than going through all the rigmarole of putting the manual components on that case. Maybe just swap those gears out. No, we'll see what he says. Alright, we got one of the gears off. See this mold mess right there. But these are being a real pain because the teeth are chewed up so badly. We tried prying on them, we tried pulling them, we tried everything. So I think what we'll do next is cut these teeth off here because they're binded up together, and then we'll hopefully be able to slide everything off. So that's the next one. All right, we finally got that thing off. What a pain. Unfortunately, the teeth in this PTO gear were so jammed into the idler gear that we had to cut it off as no other way. But the good news is, just these three gears are the only ones that took the brunt. Everything else seems to be okay. You know, you got the roller bearings here are in good shape. The 38mm output shaft is in good shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a few phone calls and just see what it would cost to replace the transfer case, high-speed output gear, that PTO gear, and of course the idler gear. So I will keep you posted and let you know where we go from here. All right, made it back to the house. Made a couple of phone calls on the way home. Good news is George at Valley Hybrids, the guy who hooked me up with a rebuild kit for the transfer case, he's got a used set of gears in stock, so he's going to ship those out, so that's brilliant news. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and work on liberating that 12HT from its crate. It's been sitting there almost 7 months, so it's time to get that out. I'm going to build an engine stand for it, so stick with me and I'll show you what I got planned. Alright, so the first part in liberating that engine from the crate, I'm going to work on building an engine stand for it. Just basically got some 2x2 square tubing I had sitting in the corner of the garage over there. It's been sitting there for a while, so just cleaned it up with a wire wheel, got the base ready to go. Got these massive wheels over here the Kev had laying around. Look at the size of these things. These are going to be more than enough. Well, 4 of those, so I can wheel it around the garage. And essentially, just building something similar to this, just basically a square dolly, really, with 2 arms coming off it that will attach to the engine bracket there and the engine bracket there. And then once we can get out the crate, we can take a look, see what needs replacing, see what seals are bad, start tearing it down. Nothing too crazy, but I just want to clean it up, get it out, and I can get this crate out the garage. So anyway, yeah, that's the plan going forward. Build a square frame, 2 arms, 1 off there, engine sit there, 4 wheels, and we can get this thing out, get the engine hoisted out, stick it on, job's done. Okay, finished welding everything up. To get these wheels on, I'm just gonna go ahead and got some more, just some square tubing that I've just tacked together, which I'm gonna make as a brace, or a frame, I guess, so that those wheels can ride on there. And that's just something real quick I wanted to share with you guys. There's a couple of ways I thought about doing this. One of the ways is to use riv nuts, and then using bolts to go on the riv nuts, or you can tap and you can thread a hole, you know, like your typical tap and die set, but that takes time. Another way to do it is using a specialized tool bit I found. I didn't even know these existed. And it's a tap and drill bit all in one. And man, it makes short work of tapping some holes. I'll show you real quick how that works. Basically, it's just a drill bit. In the middle, it's got the tap, and it makes real light work of it. So I'm gonna start by just using a punch, impact, click it in. All right, bolt. And that's it. Simple as that. Drill and tap, all in one. Brilliant bit of kit. You have it. Real simple, real easy. Probably less than 5 minutes to do everything. So I'm gonna pull it back off, finish welding all that stuff back in, create one for each corner, and get all the wheels on, and then we'll be one step closer. All right, it is out the crate. Man, I had to cut the crate in half. There's half of it there, there's half of it over there, just to be able to get the engine hoist in with these legs right here, had to come in between the engines. And man, it feels good. It's finally been out of the crate. I've had this thing now for a year, at least a year, and kind of pitiful. This is the first time it's been out, but we're on the right track. So anyway, I got the engine, this stand that I've been making up, just kind of positioned underneath it. Got the 12HT more or less centered. The plan is I'm gonna just take some bar off here straight to this motor mount, off of that motor mount to there, and see where we are. I may have to cross brace it in the back here. I'm not 100% sure. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Let's get on with it. All right, there we have it. Finished the engine stand, came out pretty good. Like I said, got a couple of arms right there, and then I ended up having to brace it at the back here. So yeah, came out pretty good, pretty happy with that. Threw a coat of paint on it just so it doesn't rust. And so now I've got the engine on the engine stand. I'm gonna just go ahead and basically clean it up. You know, a lot of places I see there's a lot of what looks like old oil here. So I'm not sure, you know, this valve, this gasket's probably gone. And then I've got like a lot of muck back here. I don't know where this has come from. But anyway, basically, I have a full gasket kit. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start taking things off, take the heat shields off, probably take the exhaust manifold off, take the turbo off, take the crossover pipes off, take the valve cover off, and just generally give it a good clean. There is a product I've been wanting to try for a while, and I figured this is the perfect time to try it, and it's right here. This is called Cerakote. For those of you who don't really know what Cerakote is, it's like one up. I think of it as like one up from powder coat. Powder coat can scratch and you can, you know, gouge it, and the metal underneath can end up rusting. Cerakote is more of a durable product. It's kind of stuff they use on like firearms and things of that nature. And they also do a really high temp Cerakote, which is good up to like 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. So that kind of thing I might try here on the exhaust and maybe on the exhaust shield. I don't know. We'll have a play with it. It's a lengthy process from as I understand it. I think you have to clean it in acetone, and then you have to sandblast it and clean it again, and then bake it and outgas it. And there's a lot of steps. But once it's done, it's apparently a really good finish. So I'm gonna give that a go. Start tearing this thing apart, and at least while the 2F is in the FJ45, and we'll just keep on going. Alright guys, it's been a few days. We got a mock-up here going on. I've got a few different mock-ups. This is just made this out of some ABS plastic, just to kind of get a visual representation of what we're looking for based on that rendering for the rear bed and tray setup. So what we've got here, this is the one I think we're going to finalize on. This is a 30, right here we've got a 30-degree departure angle. I'm going to throw some images up on the screen now. This one, what you see is a 40-degree departure angle, and this other one is a 50-degree departure angle. Now you can see on some of these they're bobbed and some are not. I didn't care for the bobbed. I didn't like the idea of the bobbed look, simply because it's going to make the dimensions of the whole truck kind of look off. So we're going to go with a slightly longer bed, 30-degree departure angle, and that should actually work out really, really well. Should look pretty good. Next stage from here is we're going to start getting this mocked up in CAD, and then we can start finalizing some more details and start pressing some metal. So really, really cool. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention real quick, this is something you guys might be interested in. As you may or may not know, if you want to put a 12HT in an FJ40 or an FJ45, you need to locate engine mounts from an HJ47. Those are pretty hard to come by, and they're becoming harder and harder to come by. I've managed to locate a set after months of searching. Especially here in the US, it's next to impossible because the HJ47 wasn't actually available here in North America. It was only available in Australia. So we've got both the engine mounts. This one's for the right side, or the passenger side. Well, passenger side here in the US, driver's side in Australia. And then you've got the left side, or the driver's side. And then this is the alternator bracket. So what we're going to do is, it's kind of exciting. I've been working here with FabWorks, with Mike, the owner, and we're going to start mocking these up and start reproducing these engine mounts. So if anybody out there have the desire or the want to put a 12 HT in an FJ45 or an FJ40, the idea behind these mounts is that they will be able to bolt straight to the block, straight in the engine bay, onto the frame mounts without any cutting or welding. So more to come on that. Pretty excited about that. Stay tuned. I'm hoping to have something mocked up here within the next couple of weeks, and maybe start to get a prototype up and running. And then, yeah, be able to offer it up to you guys if you're interested in doing this swap as well. All right, so I'm gonna leave that here, leave the truck here. The next phase, like I said, is we're gonna start cutting those panels. We're gonna get the bed off the truck, get the truck back to the house, and I wanna start cleaning up all the frame. It's all got some surface rust, and basically do what I did with the front of the truck, where I'm actually gonna sandblast it and go ahead and start refreshing the frame, kind of like I did here. So that is the plan going forward. Let's get back to that 12 HT. Get it outside, get it cleaned up, and go from there. All right, came up pretty good. Hit it with a few shots of engine degrees. I even put some oven cleaner on it at one point. It worked out really well. You saw the muck that was just pouring off it, so pretty happy with that. So while I was doing that, I did get a delivery in. The transfer case gears showed up. Unfortunately, they got damaged during delivery, so I'm gonna have to get another set. These were a used set of gears out of an FJ60 transfer case. Everything survived except the main idler gear. You can see in that clip, there was a chip missing off the tooth, and it's just no good. So that's a bit unfortunate. I was really hoping in this video that we'd be able to get that transfer case fixed and back in the truck, but unfortunately it wasn't gonna happen. So hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, I'll get that in and we can get that done. Hopefully in the next video, we'll get the prototype made for the 12 HT engine mounts, which will be really, really cool. And I may even try my hand at doing some Cerakoting, some parts of this engine just to clean it up, spruce it up, make it look good. In the meantime, we've got some cool things going on with Kevin's rig. Should hopefully get another video up real soon with what we've got going on with his. But anyway, thanks for watching. Check us out on Instagram at Music City Cruises. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we will catch you